Hello, friends and neighbors. Hi, Roberta and Betty and Annette. Looks like we're kind of getting a slow start here today, but we're going to go ahead and get going anyway, and they can join us. I want to show you what we're making today. I told you that I wanted to do some work with you on collage. Go ahead and go to my hands if you would. Yeah, that I wanted to do some work on collage and layering our pieces. Back out just a tad so we can see the whole tag. So we're going to make 5 different tags today. This is the first one. And then we're going to make a 3D sculpted piece. Here's our teacup. Whoops, that was my teacup. Good thing it doesn't actually have tea in it. And so we're going to make our little 3D teacup. Wouldn't this be a cute card for somebody who loves tea? I think what I will do with this is I'm going to actually either glue or tape my cup in place because there's Mary R. Hi, Mary R. But isn't that cute? Wouldn't that just be a cute little card for somebody who loves tea? The card doesn't have to be flat and fit in an envelope. Sometimes it's fun to have very different ones. Here is our next tag. Are they pretty? These are using papers from 3Quarter. Let's see, 3Quarter Designs, I believe they're called. I think I was calling them 3rd Quarter, but they're not. They're 3Quarter Designs. It's that new company that we've looked at some paper packs from recently, and I wanted to show you how pretty these are made up. I love this one. Isn't that beautiful? Hi, Catherine. We're doing some collage work and layering today. Oh, Oliver's there. Hey, Oliver. How you doing, buddy? How's my little crafting friend? Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Now, there's no right or wrong way to assemble these. It's just whatever you find whatever you find appealing. I found that I made them and then I remade them and then I reorganized my pieces. There's a million different ways that these elements can go together on your card, on your tag. And these are tags I could have and probably should have punched through here and put some nice organza ribbon through them. Hi, Glenn. But it is, these can either be applied onto a card, they can be used in your scrapbooks, they can actually be tied onto a gift bag. I like this one. Little bird told me it's your birthday. Isn't that pretty? Of course, everything's better with glitter, so the 3/4 design pieces don't have glitter on them, but we'll add stickles. It is only going to be in the 90-ish here today, but it's supposed to be 101 to 102 tomorrow here in Portland. And he's off, Annette says. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is a fussy cutting kit. So I went ahead and cut out my pieces last night to make my next creation. And I put them all in little baggies so I'd have all my pieces together for each one. I'm going to start with this one because I think it's one of the easiest ones. I have lots of new classes to show you today. Okay, so we're going to make this one together. The pieces come on a sheet that looks like this. It's just a single A4 sheet, and it has all of your elements on it. But like I said, I've already taken the time to cut out my pieces. I just did it while I watched TV last night. And I put all of my pieces in a little baggie so I could keep them all together. Pull all these out. And we'll just get started. These little baggies you have left over from your projects can be really useful to reuse. This is our base piece. I love this. Isn't this pretty? What this does for me is to show me, like when we're doing when we were doing work with our what do you call it? The can be with our Jamie powders and stuff, but I'm trying to think of, my brain just went clunk and stopped. Roberta, what do you call it when we work on our mat and we peel our pieces off? We're stamping and stenciling and making our own papers. Anyway, you can look at this and you can see all the creative kinds of things you could do just using a white piece of paper, then distressing it, adding some purple circles to it, sponging it so it's not absolutely uniform, stamping in a nice design. But there's the tool, Annette, that we used when we did that. We did some of that on our... my brain just went clunk and stopped. Anyway, it'll come to me. All right, I'm going to put my wings down first. And I'm going to actually make my wings, I think I will make my wings flat to the paper. So let me get my glue bottle. Not stenciling, but I'm using stencils for sure. But what's the gel press? That's what I'm trying to say. I knew I just had to stop thinking about it for a second. It would come bounding back to me. This is the kinds of papers that you can make using your gel press. That's what I was trying to say. Remember when we did gel presses? You could make this paper quite easily with a gel press, or you could just buy it ready-made from our 3/4 design folks. I wanted this piece, this floral, to kind of accent my girl. And so I'm putting the floral down in front of the wing and kind of to the side of the girl. So I'm going to put that like right in here. And once again, I'm going to make this flush. Father of the Bride's a great movie. I think your English is great, Catherine. You do very well. Okay, so I'm going to put this right in here. I'll probably take my stock to the bottom. Now let's put our lady in. And I'm going to put her up on some foam squares. I'm using 1 millimeter squares, or maybe 1.5. These are those cheap ones. I'm still using those because I love them. I think they're about 1.5 mil, probably. I'm going to put a few foam squares on here. Gel press was what I was trying to say, Roberta. I just couldn't make my brain wrap around that term this morning for some reason. It was like it was right there, but I just couldn't find it. You guys ever have that? Oh, it happens way too often to me these days. Okay, I'll put my lady in front of the wings. I set out a brown pad, and I set out some of these little applicators. And I'm going to accent some of my pieces that are just white with this brown because they will look better. So I'm just going to roll my applicator there, and then I'm just going to apply a little of this brown softly around the edges. It doesn't need to be even, or I just want to get a little color around the edges. I don't know why I'm having trouble getting the color on there today. Okay, let's try it again this way. I'm kind of aging this paper a bit by putting this brown around the edges and kind of tinting the edges of the paper a little bit. And just adding a little more color to it. So I can go ahead and put a little bird told me up here at the top. This is a collage kit, Mary. This is a little kit that I just put together from 3/4 Design. You get to make 5 beautiful tags and a teacup out of the kit. And what's my favorite film? My favorite film is a Barbra Streisand film called The Mirror Has Two Faces. And it's really not a well-known movie. It's kind of a little bit obscure, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie about being who you are, being true to yourself. And it's funny because I like funny things. So I'm going to put what I decided to do. These 2 flowers are exactly the same. So yeah, my term for it isn't quite as nice as yours, Roberta. I call them brain farts, but same difference. I'm going to layer up. I'm going to create some layers to my flowers by just cutting one of the little flowers out of the background piece. And I could cut off, if I wanted to, some of the greenery and stuff too. But I just want to create a sense of depth here. So I'm going to put some foam squares between these 2 pieces. Wow, that's awesome, Annette. It's, they say it's really easier for children to learn foreign languages, additional languages, than it is for adults. You have to check it out sometime, Mary R. It's called The Mirror Has Two Faces. And it is just a glorious, wonderful movie. Has anybody seen that one? I have the date, I just can't retrieve it. Annette says when she gets a brain fart like that, she calls it a glitch in her database. She has the data, she just can't retrieve it. That's a pretty good way to put it. Okay. I'm going to put some foam squares on the back of this piece now. So this will have 2 layers under it. When I did this one, the whole concept of this tag is a little bird told me, so I wanted to make sure the bird was really conspicuous. And then we have the lady kind of looking over her shoulder, so I thought, even though she's not looking at the bird, having the bird kind of in that general direction, that's one of the ways I chose how to position my pieces here. I'm going to overlap this onto her dress just a little. We have our very pretty little bird. And I'm going to just glue the bird directly to the flowers at the top here. Putting a little glue on his wings. Up a little bit. So he can just kind of sit right in on the flowers here. And I have this little clock that was pretty. So I think we'll put a couple little foam squares here. And believe it or not, we're going to be done with our first, well, we're not, because we got to put some glitter on it. But we will be done assembling our first card now. I knew these would be pretty done, but I was really pleased with them when we finished. So here's my basic elements. And again, we're just taking the pieces off the background. They could go on here any way we wanted to put them. However, the pieces in this one are large enough. There's not an awful lot of ways that they lay out on the sheet. I didn't reposition this one as many times as I did some of the others to get what I liked and wanted. I'm using, which one? I'm using diamond on the wings. And I'm just going to follow the veining on her wings to get some nice sparkle going here. Give kind of a mystical kind of quality to this tag. So I'm just using my stickles and outlining my wings. And then just following the lines in the wings. It just adds so much to put the glitter in here, I'll tell you. Oops. Fortunately, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little difficult to put the stickles in after you've layered everything up, but I didn't want to have to wait for the stickles to dry before I assembled my piece, so I'm doing the stickling after the fact. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, so that's the good part. So here is our finished tag. I do remember that Mary R. Frerijaca. I don't know that I'm saying it anywhere near correctly, but yeah. I do remember that. Okay, we have one done. Next, I think we'll do two of our tags, and then we will do our teacup, and then we'll do our other 3 tags. Let's let's do this one next. This is the one we're going to do next. Okay, so we have some pretty, hi Elsie, we're doing some layering and collage work today. We're using a bunch of pieces that just kind of coordinate from a company called 3Quarter Design. And we are making up our own design out of it. So I've got this piece and this piece. I've got this piece. I've got quite a few of these blue leaves, one shaped differently. I have these pinkish leaves. I have this smile tag and a bunch of little flowers. I have this beautiful bird. I love the bird. Isn't the bird pretty? Bird is very pretty. So this kit is available in the store. It's very economically priced. These working sheets, I think they're $1.99 a piece. You get 6 of them in this kit, the 5 pieces, and then the sculpted teacup. And then you're getting some foam squares, and that's it. That's the whole kit. Can you link this kit for me, honey? Brittany put it in last night, I believe. Let's start by positioning some of our pieces. So I'm going to put this brown square up towards the top. I'll tell you how I made that decision. I wanted this bird was just way too busy against the leaves. So I wanted to put in a solid piece for my bird to rest on. Does that make some sense? And then I thought what I could do is then next I would bring the words here. Hi, Karen. Welcome, friend. I'd bring the words here and then wrap the words with flowers and put my smile tag up. And that made a nice composition, I think. Excuse me? Did you say hi to Glenn? Yes, I did. Okay, so that's where we're going. I'm going to put the brown down flush to my card. I was saying, for those of you who might not have been here, what we're actually making is tags. We're making 5 big tags from these 3/4 design sheets. These tags could easily be mounted on a card, or they could be used in a scrapbook page, and they'd be beautiful for that. Or they can be used as tags on a gift bag. There's lots of different uses for these. Thank you, Annette, for reminding people to give a thumbs up. So as I go here, I'm trying to help you guys understand how it is I made the decisions on where to put things. That doesn't mean they have to go this way. Again, the basic rule of collage is that there are no rules. You layer your pieces in any way that you find pleasing for yourself. So I'm going to put this "Oh Happy Day" right here at the bottom. And then I'm going to put my bird, and I actually added a couple of layers to my bird because I want my bird to sit up over the top of, I want him to be one of my highest elements. I want him to sit up higher than the other items. I would like to have your rain today, Elsie. It's hot in Portland. It's hot all over the country. I can see you guys talking about how hot it is in each of your respective places. And I know I don't have it any worse than anybody else does. But I don't like the heat. We live in Oregon because we like temperate climate. People have asked me before, do you have 4 separate and distinct seasons in Oregon? And I say, yes. We have our light summer rain, our heavier fall rain, our heavy winter rain, and then our off again, on again rain in the springtime. We have 4 separate and distinct seasons. And that's the way we like it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm layering up a couple of layers of these foam squares because I want him to sit a little bit higher. Did you link this kit, honey?
I did.
How much is it?
Ask me that question.
These are a really good way.
$14.99.
This kit is $14.99 today, and it's a really good way to begin to get more comfortable with how to place your own pieces and making your own designs. I think this kit and the first one that we did are especially good at building confidence because there's not as many ways to lay them out. And so you can start and then feel good about your accomplishment fairly quickly. I'm cutting my foam squares. Hopefully not messing up my scissors too bad. I'm trying to cut my foam square in half so that I can have a sticky little piece to put on this long branch out here. Hold it up. And kind of have to shove it behind the piece. It's a really narrow little strip across there, but I want that braced up a little bit. I'm going to put my bird right here so that the edge of the stick that he's sitting on, the edge of his stick comes out to the edge of the card. Well, Seivert sounds like a real sweetie. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak to him. I'm going to put this piece of leaves right in here as if it's on the back of that vine that he's sitting on. Just because I think it's pretty. Don't be afraid to let your pieces overlap the edge. That's okay, especially since many of these are going to get mounted on cards. You don't have to be afraid of going over the edge of your tag. So I'm going to put the leaves in behind him on the branch. Now, let's go ahead and put Smile up here. I'll put a nice piece of foam behind that. You're in Washington and you're only 70 degrees. Good for you, Karen. What part of Washington are you in again? I don't recall. I should know, but I don't recall. I'm going to go ahead and put my Smile tag up here on the top. Since I'll use mine on cards, I don't necessarily. This set is one that Bryce linked a minute ago. Can you link that again, honey, please? This is a new set, actually, from a company called 3Quarter Design. They're new to us. I don't know if they're new to the market or if they're just new to us. They are located in New Zealand. They're located in New Zealand. And I'm going to now start surrounding my bird with these bigger flowers. So I'm going to come in here. I have 2 of these blue flowers. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put this flower right in front of him. Up here. I want his tail feather to be over the top. Well, actually, maybe I don't. It looked kind of good the way I had it before. Okay, I'm going to put a leaf here on the corner. And again, don't be afraid of letting your leaves go out over the edges of the tag. That's absolutely okay. Let's see. Am I missing a flower? I am. Why am I missing a flower? Did I scoop one off on the floor? I can make it work. I just don't know what I did with the other flower. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. Huh. That really is bugging me, guys. What did I do with that? How do I lose things so easily? I must have swept it off. Let me look on the floor. I really like the smaller flower there. Let's see if it's on me. It's not on me. Under one of these. Ah, there it is. It was just under another piece. I thought I lost it. I didn't. I'll move this flower over just a little. Okay, I'm going to put this blue guy. I think I'll put these leaves in first. I'm going to tip these leaves a couple different directions. And then I'm going to put this other flower here on some foam, putting some of the flowers on foam and some of them glued flat. The background leaves for sure I've been gluing flat. Not that you have to, just my choice. Excuse me. I'm not sick, it's just dry air and dusty. Okay. Now I'm missing another flower. Good grief. Where's my blue? Oh, here it is. It's upside down. Okay. I'm going to put, I'm just kind of alternating my blue and pink around this corner. The other thing I did, which I think is fun. Oh, We have 2 starting school this year. That's exciting. Okay. I'm gonna put that in there. I could have actually put an extra piece of tape on there, and I think I will. I want this blue flower to sit up just a little more because both pink flowers are already sitting up. So I'm going to make this one sit up just a little bit extra. That's better. Oops. Except that I have to be able to read my words. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with this big leaf, and I'm going to put it kind of across my tag here. I'll glue it everywhere it needs to stick. And I'm going to come out this way. Then I'm going to get this big flower. And I'm going to put it up on some foam. I'm going to put 2 pieces under this one too. This tag is layered a little higher than some. I like it that way. That looks pretty good. And I could, if I wanted to, put another blue leaf behind here. I actually think I like that because it kind of covers an empty space there. I have one piece I'm not using. I'm not going to use this one. If I was actually using this on a gift bag, I probably would have retained that last leaf, and I would have glued the flower and the leaf directly to the bag and then used this on the handle. But here's our layering. Now let's put some stickles on it because we definitely need some sparkle. Everything needs a little sparkle. Excuse me?
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. Which Susan?
Susan Dawn.
Hi, Susan Dodd. Good to see you, friend. This is what we're practicing today, Susan, is a little collage work. We haven't done collage in our class before, and I thought these little single-page kits from 3/4 Design were just kind of a really nice way to and not intimidating way to introduce the topic of layering up your designs. The beautiful thing about collage is that there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just you do what makes your heart sing. So I'm just doing a little light outlining on my flowers with some stickles just to add some sparkly effect to my tag because it makes me happy. If you'd prefer not to have sparkles, you don't have to do this step.
Mary says 3/4 Designs Facebook page goes back to only 2018.
Oh,
They're
okay.
fairly new.
So they are fairly new. They really do have some really quite beautiful designs from 3Quarter Design.
Say goodbye to Catherine.
I've talked to Catherine.
Say goodbye.
Oh, Catherine's signing off?
Yep, she's gotta go.
Okay. Thank you for dropping by, Catherine. We always love to see you. Here's our finished tag, our finished smile tag. Isn't it pretty? Now, there's a number of ways. I mean, you could have done this one in many, many different ways. I just chose to go the way I did because I wanted my bird to be towards the top and I wanted my bird against the brown. Now, there's any number of different ways you could have laid this out, and you should try that yourself. Then if you don't come up with a design you like, you can certainly replicate this one, but you should try it yourself and just lay the pieces out and see what appeals to you. Don't feel constrained by keeping the pieces within the tag because you're either going to put this on a card or you're going to put it on a scrapbook page or you're going to tie it on a gift bag. Any way you go, there's no reason why this couldn't go out over the edges. So that's our second one. I'm going to put it up here where it will dry, and I won't be getting into it. All right, so we have 2 done. We have 5 tags in this kit, and we have the teacup. I did not cut out the teacup because I thought a certain amount of fussy cutting was appropriate since these are fussy cut designs. You may certainly come up with some different ways to do this teacup than I did. I mean, there's a few basic steps that are just the way you do it. But then when it comes to designing on the teacup, that is entirely up to you, whether you want to build the flowers on the teacup itself, whether you want to do what I did and build the flowers on the sentiment, whatever you want to do. So I'm starting by cutting out the cup itself. It's this big arched piece. I do think this cup would make a really fun card for somebody. You can write on the bottom of the saucer. You could put a real tea bag in it if you wanted to. That'd be fun. Okay. Come in on this piece, honey, please. Further, 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 further. Come on up. Okay. You can see, or maybe you can't. Yeah, you can see that on this piece right here, we have a little dotted line. Our dotted lines are our fold lines. I don't think it necessarily has to be a fold line. What we're going for, what I used that for was to say, that's my glue line. That's where I'm going to. So I put all of my glue inside of that line. And I'm going to wrap this around. Excuse me. Wrap this around and I'm going to put my glue right to that line. And I'm going to put a pretty good amount of glue on that little tab because it has to withstand the pressure of this cup trying to pull itself back out flat. It's warm enough in here that it's not taking long for my, I'm actually going to trim a little bit more here because my lip of my cup was not completely straight. So Oh, did somebody ask about glue? I'm sorry, I didn't see the question. Thank you for answering, Mary, and you are exactly correct. We like PVA glue. Now, so I've got my cup itself, and it will actually sit flat. Next, let's cut out this circle. The circle becomes the inside of our cup. So we're going to cut this around, right around the outside here. And then it has, oh, that's a good idea, Annette, to have large paper clips to hold your piece in place. That's a great idea. Okay, and then they're showing clipping into the dotted line, which becomes a fold line. You do end up the way they've made this with a little bit of an octagon on the bottom. If you want to smooth that out some more, I would put an extra clip between each clip line. If you want to smooth that out some more and make it more rounded, just put an extra clip mark. So I've got this notched around here, and then I can lift these, creating a fold line there. Remember when we did the barbecues? That was fun. We did some three-dimensional art once before with the barbecues. Remember that, guys? Been a while now. Some of you may not have been here then, and we actually get a pretty nice round disc. We sell Art Glitter, Cosmic Shimmer, and Nouveau. Most of the glue I use is Cosmic Shimmer, but all three of those are great. I'm putting glue on the outside white surface here, where I just created those fold lines. And I'm gluing each one of those little tabs. Right, so dry in here that the glue on one side's drying before I get to the other side. I'm going to set this down inside my teacup. And I'm going to push it into place so that the round space ends up becoming the bottom of my cup. And those glue pieces that we just did will hold in the bottom of the cup. So we get a nice even bottom on our cup, and it's nice and sturdy inside. Oh yeah, we do have the best glue ever. That's a different purpose though. Okay. And I like the way that looks. I'm pushing my bottom down just a little bit more. There it is. So that'll come up nice and even on the bottom, and it'll sit square. Okay. The next thing we want is we're going to do our handles. So I'm going to cut off this piece with the two handles. Now I did my handles differently than they were intended. I don't know if they're better, worse, or somewhere in between, but I'll tell you what I did and what they did. There are some little slits cut right here and right here for your handles to insert into your cup. I opted to do that a little bit differently And I folded mine and glued them to the outside. Truthfully, I didn't see those little slits, and I thought, well, it's odd they don't tell you how to attach the handles, but okay, I know how to do it. And I did it myself. I do like the way it turned out, so I'm going to show you my way. If somebody wants to do theirs by inserting them through, that would be another way of doing it, and I'm sure it turns out well, since that's their design. Yes, you could absolutely do this to create a little cute mini lampshade. You sure could. Okay, there's one handle. A little shade for a tea light. You know, if you have it in a little votive a little votive candle holder, and I would only ever use the battery powered ones with paper for obvious reasons, but take a little battery powered tea light and put it in a votive, and then do this. It'd be really neat if you did it with vellum, so it would be translucent, or one of our designed parchments from Hunky Dory. Wouldn't that be beautiful? And then make this same little design that we just made and make a little lampshade out of it. Now, I'm going to glue from the bubble on the handle around the handle itself. And when I get to the very bottom of the handle, I'm going to leave about 1/3 of an inch or so plain. I'm going to put the handles together so the pattern is to the outside of the handles. And then what I did to attach these handles, vellum would work great, Karen. That would be beautiful. That printed vellum, the parchment from Hunky Dory, would be just exceptional, wouldn't it? That'd be beautiful. Okay, so now I am folding. I'm taking this and I'm folding these out on my own. Now it doesn't have a fold line here, but this is what I did to attach my handle. I folded from the outside of that little bubble. I folded out 2 tabs, and on the bottom of my handle, I folded out 2 tabs, and then I'll put glue on those tabs where they're folded out. Turn my teacup around to the seam side, and I'm going to put my handle on over over the seam of my teacup. It's not real obvious where I've glued that. It creates a nice strong base for my handle. I can throw these pieces away now. Next, we're going to make our teacup saucer. So I'm going to whip around here. Cut out this saucer. They don't give us the fold line or the glue line on this one, so I just guesstimated myself. Good night, Elsie. I'm going to cut out the center here. But we're going to do it similarly to the way that we did the teacup. Now you can see there's only a little gap here as opposed to the great big gap in the teacup where we were creating our cone out of that. So this one doesn't have to go very far in order to get our little oval shape to it. See that? It really doesn't have to go very far. And I'm going to put about the same amount of glue on here that I did when I did the teacup. I'm going to hold this in place, or as Annette said, you can always use a paper clip here. It's dry enough and warm enough in here that this is going to bond really fast. So now I've got my teacup saucer. I'm going to glue in the bottom of my saucer, which is this little round disc. Because my saucer is already relatively flat, I don't need to clip this to go into the saucer. I'm just going to put some glue around the edges. I'm going to put it down on my saucer where I want it. I'm going to hold that in place for a minute. There we go. There's my little saucer. That looks cute. I'm going to do something a little differently this time than I did last time. I'm going to cut out this flower here that I used on my tag last time. And I'm going to glue it to my saucer, because you know how often they have the pattern on the saucer? I'm going to put this on my saucer this time, because I think that'd be cute. You looking for something, huh?
Still looking for the main doorbell screwdriver.
Yeah. Did you check and see if it's just loose in the tool drawer? Wouldn't that be pretty? I'm going to put that right there. I think this teacup would be so cute. Like you said, put some little candies in it. I think I'd be tempted to put a little tea bag in it. Okay. So we have our teacup and our tea saucer. Now we have a few other things. Here's our tag. And this says over the teacups on it. I'm not sure exactly what that means. It might be like a New Zealand phrase. Have you guys ever heard that saying over the teacups? I have not, but I'm going to trust them that that's a known phrase. I'm going to cut out my little tea bags. They have two little tea bags. I glued them front and back. You can do whatever you like with them. But there's two little tea bags here. Be cute to put some strings on these. Here is another tag that says time for tea. And we'll cut that across. Okay, so we have our time for tea. Now I'm going to cut out my second tea bag and fussy cut a few of these flowers. Oops. I'll put my cap back on my glue so when I want it, it will come out of there. Most of the fussy cutting in this kit is not bad. You get to little flowers and stuff. I don't try to be real precise. So I find that they go pretty fast. The more precision you want, the longer it will take. It's completely up to you. I'm going to cut out a few of these flowers to go around my tag and make my tag for the center of my cup slightly bigger so that it will kind of sit up in my cup. But you can use these flowers if you prefer. You can do the decorating right on your cup. I chose to do it on my tag, but you could absolutely put these onto your cup if you wanted to. Okay. There we go. Well, maybe you could go over to Harbor Freight and find a tool like what you were using before, honey. Okay, I'm going to... I haven't heard from Thelma. Another little flower. Cutting out some of these little flowers. Some of them are a little hard to see where the edges get real light. Just create your own edge. They'll still be pretty. Just taking a few of these little flowers to decorate my tag. Hi, Karen. Okay, one more little flower here. Just a couple more, as you can see on my remnants there. I'm not going to bother to do this cluster of white flowers because I don't particularly like it, so I'm not going to use it. How's that? Because I can make these choices. I got another one right here. They're just really hard to see, and that annoys me. So I'm just working without them. I think all the other flowers I can see enough to get them cut out well. Maybe you guys' vision's better than mine. Hi, Sandy. Hi, everyone. I just stopped. Well, it's good to see you there today, Sandy. Yes, fussy cutting. I'm fussy cutting, Karen. It's actually not bad fussy cutting, though. Really, it's not. I'm only fussy cutting a few of these flowers to decorate my tag, and then our teacup is going to be about finished. I think I just about have enough. Like I said, you could use these flowers if you wanted to decorate your cup further instead of the tag if you wanted to. But this would just be such a cute little cup. Like Roberta said, put a few candies in it, or I would be tempted to put a tea bag in it and give this to a friend. Write a little message on the saucer back, or maybe a little message on a note and just put it inside the tea bag. Lots of things you can do. We were talking about what a nice little shade you could make for a votive candle, a little battery powered votive. And then use this as a shade on top of the votive candle. Wouldn't that be pretty? Okay, so let's glue a few of these flowers on. I'm just going to put a little ring of glue here and start sticking, rolling my glue bottle into it, which was not what I intended to do. I'm going to put a few of these flowers in. It's kind of around the circle. Let's put this one. Oops, don't have glue there yet. I can put it on part of the tag or the whole tag. Might have to use some of those white flowers because I don't think I have enough variety in my flowers here. Or I could just go part way. And that's another option. I can put some of these up on foam squares, create a little extra dimension. Looks like I need one of these. Remember when you are fussy cutting to move your paper and keep your scissors stationary. You'll have a lot more control when you do that. Okay, so we have flowers around our tag. So I can put my time for tea, or I can put my over the teacups here inside. I can put my time for tea here. I can put my little tea bag off to the side. And our teacup is finished. You can attach these. On my last piece, I attached them. I think in this one, I attached those two. And just for fun, I'm going to attach my teacup on this one. I won't attach this one, the new one, because I put the flower on the plate. But on this one, I think I'll just go ahead and attach that. So I have, oops, just unattached my handle a little bit. There we go. There's our teacup, all completed. Fussy cut and everything. And here's our new one. Just as pretty. Okay. Let's go back to doing our assembling our tags. Let's go with this one next. This is the one we're going to do next. Beautiful, use your wings to fly. Wouldn't that be a nice encouragement card or a graduation card? Maybe somebody's come out of a traumatic illness, or maybe they've had a really rough time, they've been divorced or something. It'd just be a nice word of encouragement, wouldn't it? Use your wings to fly. Okay, so let's pull our pieces out. Again, I fussy cut these last night. You don't get them fussy cut, they come on a sheet, just like we just cut out. Here are our pieces. I didn't cut my words apart because you know me and the way I lose things. I was afraid I'd lose them. I have some white flowers I didn't cut out yet just because I didn't use them in my original design. And I thought if I wanted them, I'd have them here. So there's my pieces. I'm going to start by bringing this piece in and gluing it down. I'm going to put my butterfly, I'm going to allow a little bit of border. Make a little border around this.
Say hi to Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
Adeline.
Adeline. Hello, Adeline. I didn't look up. I misunderstood what Bryce said. Hello, Adeline. How are you, my friend? Okay, there we go. That looks pretty in and of itself. I'm going to take my beautiful, and I can try and do this with the swab like I did before, or I can just do the down and dirty way, which I'm opting to do. I'm just running my pad along it. But I wanted to stress this a little bit. I want to make it look not so new. So I'm adding a little browning to it. And if it smudges a little bit up on there, that's all the better, because it kind of adds that aging to it. And I'm going to put my beautiful down this side of my tag. Again, you don't have to do these the same way I'm doing them. Play with your pieces, see what you like. That's what collage work is all about. And then if you choose to replicate my design, that's very cool. That's absolutely fine. But you don't have to. I'm going to take this flower that I have fussy cut. Now, let me tell you a little secret about this. I did fussy cut all of that. You don't have to do all of that. You really only have to have just the blue blossom and a couple of the leaves. I did all of it. But I did notice when I put it on my card that I still had some little white edges, which really kind of bugged me. but after I glittered it, the white edges don't show at all. So there's a little trick. The glitter will help to get rid of those white edges. I'm going to put glue on this one and put it straight down. I'm going to kind of work this one right off of the bottom of the card. Then I'll trim off the extra bit of stem. But I want the greenage and I want the flower showing. So I'm going to, this one did take a little bit to fussy cut, I have to admit that, and it did take a little work to fussy cut that one. But it's one of the few pieces I actually found that needed much of anything. Most of them were really easy. So I'm going to trim off my extra stem there. I'm going to put my brown flower in front of that on some foam squares. The other thing I could do if I really didn't like I had more white showing than I like, I could take a pen and go over that a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Okay, you have this postcard, and I think this postcard, the coloring of it and the actual postcard side of it is really cool. I didn't have room for everything, but what I opted to do was cut this one in half, and I used this piece at an angle up here, and I like the way that looked. This is a very reasonably priced kit, and I really hope you guys will try doing some of this. Collage work, because I think you'll find it will build your confidence as card makers if you'll do a little bit of collage and layering work. And it will open up so many horizons with different paper manufacturers if you get to a point where you're comfortable layering your pieces. I'm going to put my pocket watch up here in the corner. Now I'm going to get these tags here and I'm going to cut those out. How's my time, Grace?
We're at 3:19.
Oh, we're doing great. We're going to finish in about an hour and 45 minutes probably. Because we have 2 cards left to go after this and they're all cut out, so. Just cutting these apart now. And then just like I did with the last ones, I want to distress these a little bit. This will not fit in an A6 envelope, Glenn. It needs to be added to a card. I did look and it will go on a 5x7 if you have just kind of a neutral piece of paper, to put it on. It would go beautifully on a 5x7 card. You could just, I suppose, use it as a card, but it doesn't have an opening to it. But nobody ever said they had to. See how much that adds to these when we just distress them a little bit? Look at the difference between those two. When you put the little ink line around them and just kind of age them a bit, they look so much prettier. Okay. Make sure I'm not throwing any of my words away. Grab my ink pad again. And I like that little bit of smudging I sometimes get on there. I think that looks good too. The further over you hold your ink pad, the more horizontal you hold it, the more ink you'll get. You get a fine line by holding it up straight, and you get more ink when you hold it a little flatter. Okay, we're going to put U's right up here at the top, just to the side of our clock. I'm going to put your right below that. Kind of go under the clock just a tad with that one. I'm going to use a piece of foam square on this next piece and make wings stand up a little bit. Wings. I'm going to come out to the side with this one. I'm going to cut off a foam square. So this one's raised too. Wings to fly. I'll use that extra little bit I just cut off. Yes, Thelma's email is on your list, guys. I believe so, anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to take this blue flower. I'm going to come in right here. And I'm just going to attach that blue flower so I've got something for my butterfly to light on. I'm going to take this little butterfly. I'm going to fold it on both sides of the thorax, and I'm going to curl his wings just a little over my finger. So I get a little dimension to my butterfly. I'm going to put the glue right on his body, and I'm going to perch him on between the top of the flower and the word fly. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my big butterfly. I'm going to fold it on both sides of the thorax. I'm going to perk his wings a little bit by wrapping them over my finger, between my finger and my thumb. Just give them a little dimension. And I'm going to glue down his body. And I'm going to put him up here at the top of my tag. That concludes the pieces I wish to use on my tag. I have a few things left. You don't have to feel obligated to use everything they give you. I like the way this looks. So I'm going to get my stickles out here. I'm going to do a little decorating. I'm going to put, I love the way that the stickles looks on the, come on. I love the way the stickles looks on the black, so I'm going to kind of outline his wings with the stickles and do his body. I'm going to come out and outline this wing. And then I'm going to add some stickles to the white area on his wings. The bottle's almost empty. I should have had it sitting upside down while I was waiting. I have 2 of the lilac bundles, don't I, Mary? I think I have just 2. I could be wrong. Might have 3. You know, always get more stickles out of here after it thinks it's done. Yeah, you have little lines on the white lines on the wings. I'm just kind of going over those white lines. I do the same thing down here. I'm gonna go around the outside of the wings, cover his body, go to this wing and outline it, and then add some stickles in the white areas of his wings. I'm going to put a little bit of stickles on my background flower here. I'm just outlining it and then hitting a few of the major lines in the flower just to get a little extra sparkle there. I'm going to definitely sparkle up the iris because the iris has white showing and it won't have, but I could do. Huh? Hi, Kimar. I'm going to I have quite a bit of white on this stem, so I'm taking that little dauber that I was using for. Oh, okay. I'll call them and make sure everything's going okay. All right. I'll call her. And then I'll ask her permission if I can give out her email. If you want it, write to me, and I'll ask Thelma for her permission to give out her email. Come on. I need just a little more. I have more bottles here, but they're different colors. I want this color. Sorry about the tap, tap, tap. That probably sounds really loud on the microphone. But you know, you must do what you must do. You got to get that stickles out of there. So what I found was any white areas around my iris just kind of went away when I put the stickles on. So I thought I'd share that with you because that was a neat trick. That it just completely eliminated my concern over the white areas. And I think that's it, guys. I mean, I could put more glitter on it if I wanted to, but okay, thanks, Adeline. It's nice when people can get a hold of you if they get concerned about you or stuff. There we go. This one's finished. We have 2 left. Okay, so we'll let this dry. Put it up here. Put my sample one away. Next, let's do Love with All Your Heart. Really want to encourage you guys to try this. You know, I've led you through all kinds of learning adventures, but I know a lot of people are really intimidated by collage work. And I just want you to see collage is not bad. You can do beautiful, beautiful things. Okay. So this time, I'm going to, here's my tags. I should show you what's in here. There's some beautiful pieces in here. Unfortunately, we probably will not use all of them, but there are some really pretty pieces here. So let's get going on this one. I'm going to apply this one. Oh, I didn't cut that very straight. Let me straighten up my cutting line just a tad. Okay, let's see how this looks. That's much better. I really like this blue pink around the edge, and I really wanted to retain some of that. So I'm nestling this into the corner. Now, isn't that beautiful just like it is? My objective here was to use the pieces to create something different. But I have to tell you the truth, I like the flower bouquet on this enough that I might have left it alone if it weren't part of a lesson. I really might have done that because I think the bouquet that's there is absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to cover it up anyway. Nothing says that you would have to cover it up. You could use some of your pieces for a second project. I'm going to cut this love off. I want it to be much shorter than it is. So I'm going to cut it off at the E, and I'm going to cut it off just a little to the left of the love, of the L. And now I'm going to distress it, because this is what it looks like before. Let's see what it looks like after. Get some distressing, aging on here. In case you're wondering, I'm using the roasted coffee prism pad from Hunky Dory. Now look how much prettier that is. It just looks finished somehow, doesn't it? I would be putting the love up here. I'm going to take one of these flowers, and I will tell you what I did here. I took a little sponge applicator. I got quite a bit of ink on it, and then I just went around the outside of these white flowers. And if you wanted to put a little in the center, you could. But look at the difference between these two. So I'm going to have this flower kind of poke its head out from under the love. Why not? I have that nice space up there. It looks pretty. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue this one down. And I'm just going to go right to the top of my card, right out to the edge. And then I'm going to put my love over the top of that. There we go. All right, well, I've got this out. I'm going to go ahead and ink up this other white flower. I'll put a little dab right in the center of that. All right. I'm going to do my words next. Once again, I didn't cut them out because I was afraid I'd lose them, because you know how I am. Okay. I'm going to ink around here. Ink around here. I'm going to ink around here. And I'm going to ink around here. Okay, I'm going to glue down width. It's going to be just about even with the end of love. Come on. Let's get some foam to go under all. Gotta really emphasize all. Okay. With all, I'm actually going to offset all just a little bit. I don't want it to be too straight. I'm going to put in your, put that up on some foam squares too. I'm going to kind of center this between the two words. Your. I'll come down and to the right a little bit with heart. Like that a lot. Okay, now I'm going to start decorating these flowers in the corner that I said if left to my own devices, I'd probably leave them completely alone. I'm going to keep that leaf off the bottom. I'm going to trim the stem off this flower. And I'm going to put this flower kind of coming out from the side. And we'll stick this right out over into the margin there. I'm going to put this, I like the foliage in the back here, and you'll notice that I'm kind of working around the foliage that's already there and leaving that showing, or leaving most of it showing. I'm going to put this leaf in here, brought it up from the bottom because I like the leaf and I want it to show. I'm going to put this on some foam squares. I'm going to use this rose over here right under heart. I'm going to use this brown flower here. And just so I have an odd number of flowers, I'm going to use this little brown one below here. So let's start gluing those down. Heart was on, or the rose was on the bottom. So we'll put that kind of facing up and overlapping just lightly with heart. I'm going to bring this brown one over the bottom of that and kind of put it here.
Is there an error in your maritime class card? Should it read 16 pieces of 6x6 G45 papers or 10 pieces?
It actually has 16 pieces. And you might find that the pieces are actually longer than that. You could have 8 6x12s. The reason for that is that I haven't made those cards up yet, and I wanted to have enough spare papers in there to layer them if we wanted to do that. So there's extra papers in that kit for use in layering. I was answering and not paying attention, and I put glue on one that I didn't intend to glue, but it should be fine. The glue will just hang on to the foam squares. I'm going to show you some of those kits here in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to use this to cover up the remainder of the flowers that were there. And now we're going to go, oh, I need a butterfly. I've got a butterfly here. I'm going to fold it on both sides of the thorax. I'm going to crimp it a little bit around between my thumb and my finger to give the wings some dimension. I'm going to put my glue right on the body itself, including the little thin part of the body, so it will stay intact. I'm going to put that right over the corner of the L, and just a little bit over the L, and over the corner of my card. Here's what we look like before glitter. Okay. These pieces are extra. And look at this beautiful piece. I'd be tempted to keep that for something else, because that's pretty. And I didn't use all the flowers. Okay, let's get a little stickles on here. Oh, I do have another tube of diamond here, so I'm going to turn that one upside down and use this one for now. Okay, this has white, or has veins on the white flower, or the white butterfly. I'm going to outline the butterfly and then very quickly go over the veins with some glitter. It just looks pretty to do that. Outline it. Doesn't have to be precise, just getting some color to it. Outline it. Okay, we got butterfly done. I'm going to add a little bit of stickles to this rose. Something about roses, I just feel the need to do that. Probably because they're my favorite flower, and I love glitter. So glittered roses, good thing. Okay, I'll put a little bit on my white flower that I distressed. Give it a few veins here too. I'm going to put glitter all over the center of this flower, and then come out and just glitter just a few lines. And, you know, I think that's it. I think we'll stop there. Here we go. We have just one to go, guys. Okay. Set this over to dry. Set our inspiration tag out of the way, and we have one left. Nautical. You know me, I love nautical stuff. I saved the best for last. Okay, let's do the nautical tag. All right. We have some fun elements in this one. Here's our background, kind of a sandy color. We have a beside the sea. We have this picture frame that looks like sand and ocean. We've got this beautiful piece here that I dearly love the colors of. We've got the ship. It looks like it might be has a postage mark on it. So it might have been a postcard. We've got some flowers. I have 3 flowers. I have a compass. I have a shell. I have a little tag. I have a butterfly. I have a starfish. I have another shell. I have a telescope. A telescope. Telescope. All right. So I played with this one a lot. I probably had 4 different designs before I was finished, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did it. Okay, I'm going to take the picture frame and go to the top with the tag. I'm going to bring this down into this corner. I'm going to leave about an inch. And I'm going to glue those 2 like that, and then I'm going to trim around this one. I tried to find a way to use this whole paper because I thought it was beautiful, but the shells were too much the same color, so I wanted a sandy area here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down now. So I'm putting the picture frame at the very top. And it goes on right under the hole there. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put some glue on it. And I'm going to come into this, little glue on the top there. I'm going to come into this corner, leaving about an inch on that side for my shells. Then I'll just take my scissors and trim this from the back. Okay. Next, I'm going to take beside the sea and I'm going to distress it. Beside the seaside, it says. So putting a little brown ink around it. Now I'm going to take this telescope piece and I'm going to glue that right underneath there. Just a little bit of glue right on the edge there. Right under the word Seaside. We can hear you.
Sorry, my Wordle got noisy.
Okay. So we have our, oops, I just slid it back up on
about Jordan.
About Jordan? Okay, so I've got my beside the seaside. I'm going to take my ship. I want my ship to come up to beside the seaside, but I don't want it to go much beyond that. What I actually want it to do is to line up a little bit with my ocean waters over here. So I just want it to look like it belongs there. So I'm going to trim a little off of this in order to get this piece to actually fit in there. Let me take a little swig. Okay, did you dream it, honey? Oh, I did take a little off the top here too, now that I think about it. because I wanted the sand to still show.
I don't know what the question was about Jordan. Is Jordan still in Connecticut?
Oh, yes. Jordan is still in Connecticut, but she will be home in October, we think. The Navy changes its mind a lot. So there we go. I took a little off the top and went right to the top of the sails. And then I took some off the sand so I can fit this ship right here in this corner. And it kind of looks like it goes on that beach. So I'm going to put this in there. So the Navy changes its mind a lot. Originally, she was coming in July or August. Then it was August or September. Now it's September/October. We don't know, but we'll be glad when they get here. Okay, I'm going to glue this tag right over the top of the ship. So I've got my beside the Seaside. I like that telescope right there. And I'm putting that right above the top of the ship. Now, this is, I don't know if she's been to the Mystic, Mary. This piece right here, I didn't mind cutting around the outside, but I decided I absolutely did not want to cut out all those little in-between pieces. So I chose to leave them. If you want to cut them out, you absolutely can. But I'm going to put this ship's wheel right here over this corner. And I did that with some foam squares, it looks like. So let me put this up on some foam squares.
What is the Mystic?
I'm not sure. What is the Mystic, Mary? I thought maybe it was just me not knowing. Okay, I'm going to take this seashell here and I'm going to just put it on the sand down here.
It's doubtful. They never go anywhere.
Jordan does love the ocean and things nautical. She's her mama's girl, so she would probably love this card. Okay, now I decided that the ship's compass should go here where there's not a lot happening on the beach there. I'll put north up and kind of cover the corners of all of those areas. So let's put that up on some foam. And we'll put that about there. Then I liked these seashells to be on the sandy area where you could actually see them. So I'm going to put the seashells here. I will tell you, I did this card 3 or 4 different times in different ways because I like the materials enough. A Seaport Museum. Waterfront, historic homes, maybe a local pub or restaurant just taking in the scenery. Mystic is an interesting town. I'll talk to her about it. Maybe they can go see it before she comes home. Oh, I did put, almost forgot that. I did put the arm of the starfish over this shell a little bit because this shell has a little tag hole in it, which I didn't think was particularly attractive. I'm going to move this compass up just a bit, give that a little bit of breathing room. So there we are so far. Town in Connecticut. Mystic 13 miles from the beach. Well, it can't be too far from them because they're kind of almost at the coast with the being at Groton, the seaport there. So I will talk to her about that. That sounds fun. Okay, I'm going to put this flower up on foam. I'm going to put this flower up on foam. One thing about these cheap squares that is different than, I will tell you, Roberta, she went and visited Maine recently, was totally enamored with Maine. She had a friend who got married up there, and she and Jake went up to be in the wedding and help out with things. And so she spent a weekend in Maine, and she was just enamored with Maine. So I'm going to put this, whoops, this one I haven't put down yet. I'm going to put this one kind of there. I'm going to put this one on double foam squares below it. And I'm going to put part of a foam square because this is a funny shaped piece. Part of a foam square under this flower. And I'm going to kind of tuck it in underneath. Now, I have a butterfly who has to perch somewhere, and I think he should perch on the compass. You ever see a butterfly on a boat? I don't know, but my boat has one. It is near Groton, huh? In Stonington. It's called Mystic. Mystic. I'm going to tell her, Mary. Will you text me that, honey? Mystic, Mistic, Connecticut. I want to talk to Jordan about that. She needs to see that before she comes back. Okay. I'm going to perch my butterfly just a little off to the side of north. Let me still bring this over just a bit. Okay. Here's our card before glitter. And get our stickles out here and do a little stickles magic on here. And a little on my seashells, a little on my butterfly, a little on my flowers. A little on my seashells, my scallop. Just kind of outlining my starfish. A little on my butterfly. He's got little stripes on his wings. And let's put a little in our flowers. I'll put a little in the edge around the center of this one. I'm going to put a little swirly in this flower. And I'm going to put a little bit of extra in this one. Love this flower. It's pretty. Regal looking. Okay. By George, I think we've done it, people. There's our nautical tag. Okay. All right, put that away, put that away. You guys want to see what we've done today? Oops. We've done teacups. We've done, mess out of the way here. I did not use all of my pieces on my nautical. I used most of them. I didn't use all of them. All right, let's take a look at these, what we've done. We just finished our nautical tag. Love with all your heart. Use your wings to fly. Smile. Oh, happy day. And a little bird told me. Aren't those fun? Very inexpensive kit. You can make cards for, well, you have 5 of these plus the teacup. So you've got 6, the equivalent of 6 cards for 15, what did we say, 14.99, so $15. That's about $2.50 a card, and there's a lot to be learned doing this, so I hope you guys will try that. Let's talk about what we're going to do next. Now, I said that we were going to push the twist and pop to next Saturday. I would like to make a change in that, if that's okay with everybody. We're going to make the beautiful twist and pop cards. I don't have a picture of one here, and I don't have one ready yet. But we decided we were going to do these together. We're going to make 8 cards. These will go together very quickly because it is a kit. There isn't a lot of extra decorating to do. What we will need to do is work together on the folding and the mechanisms to make these cards work. But once you get hi Grace, once you get a good feel for what you're doing, it's repeating the process. For that reason, I think maybe we should shift this to Thursday. Is that okay with you guys if we shift this to Thursday? What I have in mind for Saturday is this. We have the nautical, let's see what it's actually called. It doesn't have a name? Yeah, Maritime. We have the Maritime set from Hardy Crafts, and we're combining that with some mirror board, with some baker's twine, some stickers, and papers from Graphic 45. This is going to be beautiful, and we're going to be making 10 cards. I actually think we need a little extra time to put these cards together from Graphic 45. I'm showing you the solid side first, but all of these papers also have a design side. So I'd like to do these next Saturday when we need a little more time, because they might take a little longer to do than the Hardy Craft. Is that going to be okay with you guys?
So are you moving it to this Thursday or the following Thursday? Twist and pop.
The twist and pop, I think we can do on Thursday, or we can move it back another week if you guys want to. Here's our papers from Graphic 45, though, and I think this is going to be just fabulous paper with our Maritime toppers. Aren't they going to be great? I just am thinking about trying to, but that sounds okay to you guys? I see one answer. I'm just trying to think about using your time the best, and we need more time than we perhaps have on a Thursday to do this, where we're designing them. Aren't these going to be great together? I think they're going to be fabulous. Aren't they? Yeah. This was Brittany's idea, by the way, to put these two collections together. What fun that is going to be. So this new kit from Hardy Craft is out there now. I think we'll do this next Saturday. I'll try and get some of our samples done this week so that you guys can see what we're going to, well, let's see. Yeah, we're going to do this next Saturday, but I'll try and get some a few cards at least done by Wednesday or Thursday so you can see what you're going to be making in the kit. We'll be making 10 cards with that kit. And then a couple Thursdays from now, we're going to do.
Price on that kit?
Huh?
Price on the Maritime kit?
It's already listed. It's in the class kits. Can you tell us and link it, please? Oh, $19.99.
$19.99.
That's for the card blanks and everything, guys. That is $2 a card for Hardy Craft combined with Graphic 45. Wowzer. And then I didn't want to let summer get away without doing this fun kit from John Next Door. This is the summer special. So 2 weeks from now on Thursday, we're going to do John Next Door summer special. This is really, really a cool kit. This is a super cool kit. I like John Next Door a lot. Let's link this one too, please.
Done.
Okay. Here is the John Next Door kit. I'm excited about this because it has some fun flowers to make. John Next Door, he does a really good job of showing off how to use all the materials in his kit too. And then look at these. Look at these flowers on the papers in here. This is just going to be fabulous to play with this. So 2 weeks from Thursday, we're going to do some creations from this. This will be a stash user class, but I think that most of everything we're going to want to use is going to be in here, tell you the truth. Look at these flowers. Isn't that fabulous? We're going to make some great things with John Next Door in this summer kit. It's beautiful. So we've got that in the kit. We have a beautiful stamp set from John Next Door. We have
The fussy cutting?
just a second. We have our stamp set, which is gorgeous. I love the flowers and stuff on it. And we have cutting dies. Look at this set of cutting dies. You get one die that makes all these little flowers. We'll probably do maybe one fussy cut card, but I think we'll do mostly die cutting because that's more fun. So we get all these dies and you get this beautiful embossing folder. So you get the embossing folder, 3 big, beautiful dies, a gorgeous stamp set, the magazine with all of those papers, and I think this is $18.99 or $19.99 for the John Next Door. So that's going to be $18.99. This is going to be a week from Thursday. So next Thursday, Twist and Hop. We have our 8 cards, and then I put in a roll of foam tape, a roll of red liner tape from Hobbycraft. The following week, we're going to do the John Next Door Christmas. This coming Saturday, we will do the Maritime cards with our gorgeous Hardy Craft toppers and Graphic 45. And then 2 weeks from now, on Saturday, the John Next Door flat, we'll do a little bit of fussy cutting, but we're going to make a lot of our own flowers using the die cuts for the John Next Door kit. It's going to be great fun. 2 weeks from now on Saturday, we haven't done one of these for a while, and I'm really excited about doing this one. We are going to do a class called the Underwater World. Let me show you the paper pack. This is from Find It Trading. We have not done a Find It Trading for a little while. Look at these beautiful papers. Underwater World. We've got 2 colors of blue. Get a couple sheets of each, of course. It looks almost ready to make a card out of right there. We've got 2 color combos again. We've got some beautiful papers. Look at the corals. And the fish. We have not done one of these Find It Trading kits for a while. Look at the orca and the dolphins. Then we've got some kind of faded maritime patterns here in blue one. We've got some shells on the beach. And then some just water or sky. We've got some cutout shapes if we want to use them, or we can use the back of those papers, which is kind of a bubbly, sandy finish. So this is the papers for our kit. We're including all the cards. We're going to make, let's see, we make 3, 6, 9 cards. I'm going to make 9 cards. Here's our punch outs. We have seahorses. We've got turtles, octopus, layering sheets. These are push outs. These are not cutouts. We're going to do some fish on the reef. Got 3 images to make up here. We've got sharks, dolphins, and orca. Now, and this die here comes in your kit. We've got a sea bottom and a bunch of shells. We've got some schooling fish. So this is a really, really cool, very, very functional die. And that comes with your basic kit. Some of you, many of you, may want the deluxe version of the kit. If you buy the deluxe version of the kit, you are going to get another punch out called Scenery with 6 cards. You're going to get with that a porthole die with some fish. We're obviously going to be using the porthole around those beautiful images. 2 weeks from Saturday. Well, let's see, today's Saturday, 2 weeks from today. And this die is being included in your kit free of charge. This is a $10 die. It's being included in the deluxe kit free of charge. Can you link these 2 kits, please? She might not have them up yet, but I will tell you this is coming. This is 2 weeks from now. Brittany may be putting this kit together this week. But there's a basic kit and a deluxe kit. We'll do mostly the cards from the basic kit in class, but then we will go ahead and do 1 or 2 extra cards from the deluxe kit in class. This is 2 weeks from today, and those kits may or may not be up yet. All the others I've shown you are. This kit from John Next Door is up, the Twist and Pop is up, and our kit for next Saturday with the Hardy Crafts and Graphic 45 is up. Is this die there too with the turtles? Yeah, I think this is the one with the turtles. I think that's the one you get free when you buy the deluxe kit. This is the basic kit. With the deluxe kit, we're adding more card blanks. We're adding the scenery sheet. We're adding the porthole. And yes, this is part of the deluxe kit. When you buy the deluxe kit, you get this die free. You get a lobster, a turtle, a fish, an octopus, a seahorse, a crab, and another fish. All those dies are free. So watch the live stream area. That's where you'll see this kit show up as soon as we get it built. This is going to be a massively wonderful, really spectacular kit to do. You guys are going to love it. You guys always love it when we do the Find It Trading kits. The deluxe kit is amazing. And for the price, it's a great deal. But we haven't gotten it built yet. We'll put it up as soon as we do. So that's what I've got coming up for you. Lots and lots of good things coming up. Are there any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Have I got you thoroughly confused? I thought it would take us longer to get the kits lined out. Will we be doing more quilling? Hi, Cindy Bray. Welcome. We will be doing more quilling. I want to make, I haven't shown you this yet, but I'll show you just because Cindy asked. I want to make some jewelry. We're going to take our quilling skills and we're going to put them to work with some gilded papers, and we're going to make quilled jewelry. That's my next idea for quilling. And you will be able to make some beautiful gifts using your quilling skills, not only cards, but we are going to make some spectacular jewelry pieces. Some will be easy and simple. Some will be more extravagant. All of them are infinitely doable because you know how to do this. So yes, we are going to make some wonderful quilled jewelry. I did just put up some books. I finally found a few. This book is not available, but if you can lay your hands on this book, The Art of Quilling Paper Jewelry, it's a highly recommended one. And we'll be taking some of our quilling jewelry ideas from this. The reason why I'm holding up Cindy and others is that this requires special paper that has a gilded edge on it. So you get the really spectacular metallic look to our papers. And I'm ordering those directly from Quilled Creations. I buy Quilled Creations stuff. And as you guys know, I am a firm advocate of Quilled Creations. I think as a company, they have really good quality products, good quality paper, a good selection of stuff, but I can't get all of it from my current distributors. So I'm in the process of opening an account directly with Quilled Creations so that I can get this fabulous gilded paper. And this is coming up as soon as I can get the papers in. So I have not given up on quilling. I am having such a good time with this. And why not? Let's make some beautiful gifts, huh? I want to wear some personally too. But this is going to be great fun. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a lot of Christmas presents out of this technique. So thank you for asking that question, Cindy. Other questions? Are there other questions from anybody? I still have so many things on the agenda, guys. You won't believe what I've got mapped out for the future. So many good things. But I wanted to get some of these summer ones in before summer got away from us. So we're kind of taking a little break from quilling while we get our materials from Quilled Creations. We're going to get some of these summer projects finished. Any other questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? It's good to have you with us, Cindy. Oh, Sandy, you have. But you know what? The great news for you is it's all on tape. You can go out and you can look at our video section. For those of you who don't know, look at the top of your screen right now and you'll see some little tabs across the top. I will check on Thelma. Absolutely, Mary. You'll see some little tabs across the top. And the second tab over says videos. We have over 500 past class experiences there for you. So you don't have to have missed anything. It's the last tab? It depends on which one you're looking at, because mine it shows second.
Well, I'm looking at the store and it's the last tab.
You're in YouTube.
No.
Well, that's what I'm talking about is YouTube, honey. On our YouTube page, second tab over is videos, and all 500 plus of our class experiences are there for you to look at. So you don't have to have missed anything. And if you want to work faster than we're working, just take a look at what we're doing, then fast forward to the next segment. So you can work as quickly or as slowly as you want. But we're glad to have you with us here, Cindy. If you're watching and you are not a subscriber to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything. You've seen what we have coming up, and what we have coming up is terrific. We're going to be doing some great projects. So be sure and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're watching today and you're enjoying what you're doing, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up for me. Make sure you only hit it once. If you hit it twice, it will go away. So make sure it stays lit. You want the thumbs up. And that just tells YouTube that you think this experience was worth having and that you would recommend this channel to other people. And that way YouTube can feel comfortable in recommending us to others. So it's good to see everybody. I think that's it for today. We'll be back on Wednesday with What's New Wednesday. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back on Thursday doing our Twist and Pop cards. That will start Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be back Saturday. And on Saturday, we will be doing our beautiful Hardycraft 3D toppers and maritime kit. So we have such fun going. I'm glad you're subscribed, Cindy. That's great. Okay, I think that's it. For now, I'm going to say good night, Gracie.